Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the SWUS MLB Tuesday. We're loaded up, 15 games on the slate. Got Giants, Cubs in this one, but we'll go through every single game on the board on the live show tomorrow, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. If you're able to make it, would love to see you in the comments. As far as Monday night, so in my other videos, I was like, oh, it's starting off looking like a bad night. Man, that's what I get for overreacting. I finished 2-2, and it actually should have been 3-1 because Neris gave up a 3-run homer to the Giants in the 9th inning. So the Cubs blew a 2-run lead in the 9th. They actually blew a 3-run lead late. So it actually should have been 3-1. So it wasn't even a bad night. I don't know. It started off bad, and I was just, I guess, in a negative mindset. So whatever. Ended up breaking even. Actually, no, I lost a couple dollars because the Blue Jays was a little bit of a bigger bet. But whatever. Not a bad night at all. Yeah, Giants, Cubs, let's roll.
Welcome to the SWUS. The SWUS. SWUS. Hey, get the SWUS.
All right, like I said, Giants are on the road in Wrigley Field here. This one is a pick'em. I'm seeing a lot of -110s out there. Total sitting at 9.5. We got a nice little pitching matchup here. Logan Webb on the mound for the Giants. Justin Steele pitching for the Cubs. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we got a strong lean on the Giants here. 2.76 to 1.55 after 5 innings. Final score 4.67 to 2.94 Giants. All right, so let's take a look at this matchup, and we'll start with the Giants bats. Solid, man. In the last 30 days, this is a top 10 lineup. 8th in WRC+, 10th in OPS, 10th in WOBA. Pretty much same looking numbers in the last 14 days, the last 7 days. They're also hitting on the road. On the season, this is a top 10 lineup on the road. 8th, and 8th. Last 30 days, 5th, 7th, and 5th. So this Giants team is hitting, they're hitting on the road, and they are definitely hitting left-handed pitching. In fact, in the last 30 days, this is the best lineup in baseball against lefties. First in WRC+, first in OPS, first in WOBA. So a great start to this handicap for the Giants. You can see here the last 6 lefty starters to pitch against the Giants, 7.18 ERA and a 1.97 whip. So lefty starters really struggling against this team. And you can see the game logs here. Got to Sandoval. They got to Tyler Anderson. They only scored 1 run, but they had 10 base runners in 5 1/3 innings. Got to Framber Valdez big time. Got to Andrew Heaney. Crushed Jordan Montgomery. Got to Nestor Cortez. You got to go all the way back to May 29th to find the last time a lefty was able to throw a good game against the Giants. So yeah, this team's been a nightmare for lefty starters. Now, Justin Steele has pitched well against the Giants. In his last 2 starts against San Francisco, 11 2/3 innings, a 0 ERA. So he hasn't had a problem pitching against the Giants in the past. But this Giants offense for a couple years now has been so streaky that if you pitch against the Giants at the right time, they could be one of the worst lineups in baseball. This year, especially right now, they are crushing lefties. So I'm not sure how much weight I put into these numbers. And this is definitely not 2023, by the way. In terms of Justin Steele's home-away splits, last year he was great at Wrigley Field. This year it's been the opposite. On the road, he's got a 2.51 ERA and an 0.91 whip. Those numbers much worse at home in Wrigley. So he's actually been worse at home this year. You can see last 6 starts, 2.68 ERA, 1.05 whip. I mean, excellent numbers for Steele in the year. In the last 3 starts, an even 1 ERA, 1.17 whip. But look at the numbers at home. His last 3 home starts, 5.29 ERA, 1.47 whip. Last 2 home starts, 4.76 and 1.59. So he's actually struggled here in Wrigley Field. Here are the game logs. Look, 2 road starts in a row, 2 great starts from Justin Steele. His last home start, June 1st against the Reds, got hit up bad. 11 base runners in just 5 innings of work. Then 7 shutout innings on the road in Milwaukee. Then before that, a home start, 5 runs to the Braves. Before that, a home start, 4 runs to the Pirates. So yeah, it's pretty clear there's a pattern here. Justin Steele struggling at home in Wrigley. As far as pitch mix goes, 4-seam fastball and the slider. Those are Justin Steele's 2 main pitches. It's basically all he throws. Those 2 pitches account for 88% of the guy's pitches. Giants against those 2 pitches, 13th and 14th in the last 30 days. So really nothing to go by there. As a whole, numbers are pretty clear. We should be able to rely on the Giants to score runs on Justin Steele in this game. On the other side, we got the Cubs bats, and good Lord, brace yourself. In the last 30 days, is one of the worst lineups in baseball. 28th in WRC+, 29th in OPS, 28th in WOBA. At home in the last 30 days, again, one of the worst lineups in baseball. 29th, and 29th. Against right-handed pitching, you guessed it, one of the worst lineups in baseball. in the last 30 days, 23rd, 26th, and 24th. So this Cubs team is not hitting. They're not hitting at home, and they're not hitting right in. And pitching, you can see here, last 3 righty starters to pitch against the Cubs, 108 ERA and an 0.72 whip. Good Lord, that's disgusting. Here are the names. Couldn't get to Miles Michaelis. Didn't even really get to Payante. Couldn't get Kyle Gibson, 7 shutout innings. Taj Bradley, 7 shutout innings. Aaron Savale pitched great against them. Zach Eflin. I mean, you got to go all the way back to June 9th to find the last time the Cubs got to a righty starter, and it was Frankie Montas. Logan Webb hasn't had problems against this team on his last 2 starts against the Cubs. He's got a 3.29 ERA and 0.88 whip, so not allowing a ton of base runners against the Cubs, and he's been great on the season. He's got a 3.02 ERA, a 120 whip, 3.07 expected FIP. Hasn't slowed down. You can see his numbers in his last 5 starts, last 2 starts just as good. Now, I am a little bit worried about this game being in Wrigley because Logan Webb, as we know, much better at home in San Francisco, and that dates back multiple years, not just this year. These are his numbers from this year. You can see ERA at home 2.06, 4.06 on the road. Whips a little bit higher on the road. Actually, strikeouts per 9 better on the road, so he's actually better with strikeouts, but as a whole, little less production on the road. That being said, his last 2 road starts have been absolutely excellent. In his last 2 road starts, a 1.29 ERA and an 0.64 whip. So I don't know if we should even be concerned with those home-away splits because we just saw him pitch 2 great games back-to-back on the road. Here are his game logs. Houston, decent start, not great. On the road in Texas, 7 innings, 2 runs, great start. His road start before that, 7 shutout innings in Citi Field against the Mets. And his road start before that, 6 innings, 2 runs against the Pirates. Now, I know you might be thinking, Kyle, it's the Rangers, the Mets, and the Pirates. Well, you know what? The Cubs are right now are worse than all 3 of those offenses. So we're talking 3 solid road starts in a row. I said 2 before. It's actually 3. We can throw the Pirates in there. I have no reason to believe the Cubs should be able to get to Logan Webb. He's been pitching great. Also, Logan Webb is not a walk guy. 5.31% walk rate on the year. Cubs against righties with a walk rate below 6%. Bottom 5 in baseball. You can see they have a lot more success against righties who walk a lot of guys. Logan Webb is not one of those guys. As far as pitch mix, Logan Webb throws the sinker, the changeup, and the slider. Cubs are 23rd, 18th, and 29th against those pitches in the last 30 days. I mean, look, it's pretty clear. On paper, Logan Webb should throw a great game here. I know baseball isn't played on paper, but on paper, Logan Webb should pitch a gem. So I definitely like the edge for the Giants in the first 5 innings. When we look at the bullpen matchup, Giants bullpen definitely better than the Cubs. In the last 30 days, the Giants have been a top 10 bullpen. Cubs pretty average, below average, 21st in ERA, 17th WOBA, 13th in expected FIP. Cubs bullpen has been much better at home, though. You can see Cubs bullpen at home in Wrigley's actually been top 10 in the last, and they're actually top 10 in the full season, too. Full season and last 30 days. Giants bullpen's been solid on the road, though. So the bullpen matchup as a whole, slight edge to the Giants. As far as offenses in the late innings, kind of even. In the last 14 days, both these teams about average. I guess slight edge to the Giants, but kind of even there. I'll give it a slight bullpen edge, the slight edge in the late innings to the Giants, but usage. If you remember, the reason I bet the Cubs earlier tonight was the Giants bullpen was taxed. Now, Duvall just pitched, so he's gone on back-to-back nights. Duvall's not going to be available, but Tyler Rogers, Taylor Rogers, Ryan Walker, all rested, all should be available in this one. Cubs used their 3 main guys. Neris, Slater Jr., and Wesneski all pitched for the Cubs, and they threw 24, 28, and 36 pitches. I'm not saying they're not going to be available, but Giants just saw a lot of them, too. So I just bet the Cubs partially because their bullpen was better rested, but now the Giants bullpen is a little more rested. So this is Giants all the way for me. I like the Giants in the first 5, but I'm just going to play the full game. I took Giants money line. I got a -108. I already bet it. Like I said earlier, live show 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. If you're able to make it, would love to see you in the comments. We'll go through every single game on the board. If you want my top bets or top bets from anyone on the staff here, head over to KyleKirms.com and sign up for Sauce Network Plus. It comes with the top bets, access to the Discord, and you can participate in the weekly betting league. It's our 2nd week. Congrats to Frenchie. He won the first week. Winner every week gets $100 and a trophy. We got a handicapping trophy that I'm giving out. Every single week I'm mailing one of those out. So if you're interested, head over to the website and sign up. Let's have ourselves a nice Tuesday night here. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.